Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hello Dave. I'm going to start this week off with a very quick announcement, and that is that as of today I am heading on summer vacation for the next 2 weeks. That means this week and next week you will not see any live streams, you will not see any videos from me. This will be the last video that goes out before I'm heading off on summer vacation. So I hope you'll have a good summer, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks time. But before that, we have some news to cover. First of all, in No Man's Sky, we got a massive update called Endurance. And while I'm not going to go through every single thing they added, because there was a lot in this patch, some of the more notable thing, I think, is that we now have organic freighters, which is like No Man's Sky's version of fleet carriers. We now have like organic ones that like grow and are living things. We've had living ships in the game for a while, but now we also have living freighters. And also the building on the freighters, the base building on the freighters themselves has been updated too. Previously you would be building inside like closed compartments, but now you can also take your building on the outside of the freighters. You can build outside catwalks with airlocks in between different compartments, so you can walk around, and you can therefore of course also make walls that's just windows if you want to have a look outside, stuff like that. Really nice addition. But as I said, there's a lot more to this update, so if you are interested in No Man's Sky, if you've played it before maybe, you should go and check out the Endurance update. Over in Star Citizen, CIG is running some rather interesting tests on the PTU. I mean, we still have 3.17.2 in the PTU, and I feel like it's coming to the end of the PTU phase now. But what they've been testing is they've been increasing server population. So usually we would have up to 50 players per server, and that's it. That's as many as we'll ever get, at least the way the servers are set up now. But all of a sudden, they increased that to 100. They doubled it. And first I thought, is this the first test of server meshing? Is what they're doing here just taking two servers now and then giving them two different areas of the solar system to let people fly between them? And is that why we're seeing this doubling of the server population? Now, I'm not sure if that's the case, because they have been like dialing it back and forth. Like then some point it was 100, and then suddenly it was like 120, and then it was down to 80. So they're like moving it around. I think it's just that they've been doing some work behind the scenes, maybe to kind of, I don't know, like reduce server load so they can have more players per server. But the test so far, regardless of what they're doing, the test so far seems to have been a huge success, because I've seen both video and screenshots of like 100 people all gathered inside the 890 jump. Like the whole entry hall was just packed full of people. And it was amazing to see. There's been people doing like 100-player combat fights where they've been fighting each other in space with like hundreds or 100 spaceships just flying around shooting at each other. And the server seems to be handling it like situations like this where you have 100 people in the same location. It's obviously that it can only be running on one server. Even server meshing wouldn't be able to help with that. So that means that the server seems to have the capabilities now to handle a much larger player population per server, which I think is interesting, because otherwise it would set, I mean, I guess what CIG is doing is they're exploring where the capacity for a single like instances, how many people can we actually have in the same location before the servers just go belly up, which makes sense to do that kind of test prior to implementing server meshing, because they want to know how many players do you have to have in a given area before they need to like separate an area into two separate servers so that you have to transfer between them and stuff like that. Very exciting to see what's going to happen when all this goes live, with this is carrying over or not. I'm not sure if it will, but it would be interesting if it did. Over in Elite, we got some new ship kits in the store called the hazardous ship kits. Normally I wouldn't really report on these kind of things. I mean, it's not nothing big, but this is a little different, because what these ship kits add is a bunch of more lights on your ship. And it sparked an interesting discussion, because some people said, oh, is this Frontier taking the first steps in the direction of being more like pay to win, where you can suddenly begin to buy stuff that gives you something in the game that other people have, though it might just be more lamps on your ship. We did actually check it out on Discord and tried it out, and it seems to me at least that the extra lights are, while they are of course cosmetic, they do add some extra light. It looks like at least that they add some extra light, or at least the light being projected from the ship looks slightly brighter than it did before. It might just be, we just tested it very briefly, but it was an interesting discussion, and Frontier has been out after the fact and said, no, they're not beginning to add, like, so all of a sudden you can buy these thruster modification that gives you more speed or something. That's not the direction they're going, and this is purely a cosmetic thing. And to be honest, even if these do project more light as it seems they do, then the added benefit of that is limited. Maybe like if you're exploring a base at night, you will have a little bit more light to shine around, so you can illuminate the base. I don't know. It's very small things, but I just saw that discussion happen with people discussing if Frontier's beginning to just add pay-to-win stuff to the store. If these are the first steps, I don't think that's the case. Frontier's also been out saying that it's not the case. So, but yeah. Ship kits in the store, if you're interested, you can go and take a look at them yourself. There's also been another discussion going on in Elite Dangerous regarding the new anti-Xeno or Xeno conflict zones that's been part of the recent community goals. These are different because you suddenly have capital ships sitting in there fighting the Thargoids alongside with you. Now, that in itself seems like, I mean, it's fun. It adds some variety to it. There's lots of NPCs floating around. But one of the things that people have been complaining that they think was a bug is the fact that even if you solo take down the Thargoid and you're just missing, like, you killed all the hearts, you just need to do that last little bit of damage to kill it, to finally blow it up. If it goes too close to the capital ships and the capital ship decides and go, lol, I'm gonna shoot it, pew pew, capital ship gets the last blow, then you get no rewards at all. Like, nothing. You have to land the final blow in order to get paid. If the capital ships land the final blow, then all that work you did on that Thargoid is taken away from you. You're not getting anything at all. I experienced that myself a few times doing a live stream when I played around with it. Frontier's been out saying that is in fact working as intended. This is something they have implemented to prevent people from AFK farming it. And I can see the point. Like, if you parked a ship there that would just, from time to time, just with a little turret, just blab away at the Thargoid and then hope you don't get attacked, because if you get attacked, you're going to be dead. I don't think it would be viable to go in and AFK farm it, but if you could, I could see why they wanted to prevent it. But that's why they've done it. They've done it to prevent people AFK farming. And it puzzles me a little bit, because we have had for years, we've had options for people AFK farming. People have been making billions and billions AFK farming in rest sites. So, like, I don't really get it. If they're so worried about people AFK farming, why have that not been addressed? I mean, we've had this for years. As I said, people literally go stack up missions, set their ship out in a rest site, go to bed, and come back 800 million richer than when they went to sleep. Like, what? So I was just a little puzzled when that was the excuse for why kill-stealing capital ships were added into the conflict zones. Because, well, if you're afraid of people making money, I know you can make substantially more money if you could AFK farm these Thargoids, but still, I don't know. It felt a little weird to me, but at least if you've been wondering why capital ships will sometimes kill steal you and take your money, well, that's why. But that's it for this week. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.